Day 41, and it's pretty poor for our pound Swiss franc because we are going to have to close it down. Price is below the 5-period moving average, but it's only just below it, and we're going to be closing it down for what looks like it'll be about a $10 loss. Let's hit that X and be done with it. Pretty sad we couldn't get a decent day out of it, but it wasn't too devastating in the end. In fact, $1.36 commission charge means that the total loss was $12.21. By far our smallest loss, but I thought this one had a winner in. Never mind, let's see if there's any other trades out there. US dollar, Canadian dollar getting into that overbought territory, but price has pushed up above the 200 average over the last couple of weeks. Aussie dollar, Kiwi, why not get us in again? Round 3, if we can push green over the next couple of days, hopefully get that RSI up into overbought. It was a strong green day today. Great British pound, New Zealand dollar might get there as well. If we see green come for the pound, if it has a strong day, could put us in, could put us in. Pound caddy still close as well, only needs one strong green one. Another day like this, that'll see us in. So no new trades for us, and we do want to get a couple before the end of the week. This is the last week for entry signals. After that, any we've got left open, we'll just see them through to their logical conclusion. So hopefully there are some out there. Look like a couple potential ones on the pound coming through, and we're out of this pound Swissy pair now, so maybe we can get back in. We'll find out this time tomorrow. Day 42, no open trades. Let's see if we got any newies. Euro pound could threaten it with a couple more green days. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, it's got to push more. Tiny green candle today, bit of a wild day actually. Over 100 pips from high to low. Whew. All quiet on the Western charts tonight and not a lot of action at all. Let's come back tomorrow and see if we've got anything then. Day 43, got an oversold signal on the Australian dollar, US dollar pair. Can't take it though, need it going the other way. Need it to be overbought. Let's check those other charts, see what we got. Same for the pound US dollar as well, oversold, not a trade for us under the moving average. And the New Zealand dollar, US dollar as well, really strong for the dollar at the moment. Australian, New Zealand dollar, that is so close, RSI at 94.35. Any type of green day tomorrow is going to give the signal. Euro, New Zealand dollar, that comes through with a signal though. We are in the overbought territory, RSI at 96.2 and price comfortably below the moving average. Let's get into a sell trade for it. After we check those other charts, that is. Great British pound, New Zealand dollar, that's come close. RSI at 93.37. Not there though. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, that does go into oversold territory. But price is below the moving average. So we've got no competition. We can get into this Euro New Zealand dollar trade. Let's get up the ATR. That's 126.5 pips we're getting as the reading. A 1% risk to that distance is 0.10 standard lots. And so here we go with our sell trade. Alrighty, let's see if this can smash us all the way into profit. Only need $270 to get there. Doesn't seem probable, but let's come back tomorrow and see how it's getting on. Day 44. Had a green day on the Euro New Zealand dollar pair, not what we wanted to see. Trades about $40 down. 5-period moving average. It's still a ways below our entry price though. And we see prices pulled back as well to about halfway from the high. Hopefully that's it, coming back down from this resistance level. And let's have a big red day tomorrow. Let's check for trades. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, that's giving the signal. Can't get into it because we're already in the Euro New Zealand dollar. But the Aussie NZD has pushed there too. Real life sell signal. Same for the pound New Zealand dollar as well. Signal coming through, RSI at 95.57, price below the moving average. It's encouraging to see so many signals getting into that territory against the New Zealand dollar. Should make it more likely for that snapback in price. But that's it, no actual entry signals for us. And tomorrow is the last day that we'll be taking entry signals. So hopefully we do get at least one. It'll be great to go out with some fireworks and get us into profit mayhaps. Let's come back tomorrow, see how this trade's going on. And one more time, we'll check those charts. Day 45, our last day of taking entries. And we got some of those fireworks we wanted. Hasn't gone our way though. Look at this day for the Euro New Zealand dollar. This is across a lot of Forex pairs. Extremely high volatility. Fears over a new COVID variant. And so we have seen it rocket today. We are 56 cents down on the swap. $231.61 down on the trade. Not looking good. That's a 300 pip day from open to close there. And the ATR is 139 pips. What a move. Big times. One more time and let's check those charts, see if we got any entries. Oversold on the Australian dollar, US dollar. The euro's climbed against the pound as well, in an overbought state. Obviously we can't take any of these euro trades, but it has had a heck of a day. Great British pound, Swiss franc is oversold. Can't take the signal though, price well below the moving average. Dollar Japanese yen, very close. This was the last chance for it. RSI suddenly down at 6.7. What a day for it. Australian dollar, Swiss franc, that's oversold as well. But again, a price below the average. We're seeing plenty of this. A lot of overbought or oversold signals, but they're on the wrong side of the moving average. They're going with the existing trend. Same here on the Aussie dollar yen. Pretty timid day on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar pair though. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, so close. RSI at 5.72. Any more of a push down on price though, and it'll go below the average. Pound, New Zealand dollar. You know, that originally gave its signal back here. RSI 96.95. And there hasn't actually been a day since then. I mean, that was very close to closing below the moving average, but it's not there. I wouldn't have closed it off that. Let's zoom in. You can't see any red on the other side of the average. So if you'd entered there, you'd still be in this one, almost 2% down. Amazingly, no new entry signals. Would have liked to got at least one. And as we saw, no shortage of overbought or oversold signals, but the size of the moves have meant that prices are often being filtered out, or the fact it might just be going with the trend anyway, or the signals are not quite there. So no new entry signals for the strategy. Would have been really nice for this Euro New Zealand dollar to do the exact opposite. And then we would have been about $230 in profit. And that would have pushed the strategy very close to profitability. As it is, that seems very unlikely now. We are going to see this trade through in its normal fashion though, so we will be back to check on the trade in 72 hours time. For now, let's see how that journal's looking. Not quite the final journal yet, but almost there. Only a couple new additions to the journal. The pound Swiss franc trade closing off. $7.91 lost. Would have been great if we were still in that trade today. What a drop it took. That would have been $100 or $200 profit. What could have been, what could have been. And of course, we've got this Euro New Zealand dollar trade open now, which is going to make this strategy look pretty terrible, but the results are the results. That's how it is. 10 trades is what we got out of the strategy in 45 days. That's almost one a week on average. It makes sense. You don't want to be trying for reversals every day. Although sometimes if you're on a trend strategy, it feels like you should be. Alrighty, let's come back on Monday, see how our final trade's coming along.